Hello friends, welcome to Oracle 26 AI New Feature video series. In this playlist, we are learning about the new feature introduced as part of Oracle Database 26 AI. As a continuation of that, in this video, we are going to learn about the JSON support as part of external table concept. So we are just going to learn about what is an external table and what does JSON type support for external table means from 26 AI onwards. And I will quickly take you through the documentation from 26 AI and I will show you 3 examples to understand how to access the JSON data as part of external table. So let us start with understanding what is an external table in Oracle. External table is a very simple concept where using a simple SQL script we'll be able to access the data which is present outside of the database. Let me give you an example. So here is a very simple CSV file which contains some employee information. Now this information will be able to access through a simple select statement like this. Select star from emp underscore CSV. Now what happens is that this emp underscore CSV table doesn't actually hold any data. Instead at runtime it actually fetches the information from this file. To actually fetch, we'll be creating a table called external table, which hold the information about the metadata about what is the column information from which directory, which specific file we need to get. For example, here is the directory name, here is the file name, what is the file format, do we need to skip header, and in fact all other parameters with respect to CSV. Because in this example, I'm just showing you in a CSV. So this is the concept of external table. Just to reiterate, the external table will not have a data of its own. Instead, it will actually read the information from an external file as if the data is present in the table itself. This is the concept of external table. In this case, we are physically creating this table using the create table statement. That means this table will physically exist in the database. So whenever we call this table, the data will be retrieved from the file system. There is another concept called inline external table. So inline external table is also exactly same an external table concept only. The only difference is instead of physically creating the table, we'll be specifying all the metadata information as part of the statement itself. So in this case, we will not physically create the table. Instead, whatever the parameters we specify as part of the create tables information, all those things will just specify as part of this external class itself. So at runtime, whatever the data directory we specified here and whichever the file we specified here, all these information will be retrieved. So this is called the inline external table. Okay. Now, until previous version, that is until previous version of Oracle 26 AI, we'll be able to access this delimited files like CSV files. We will not be able to access the JSON file. So starting from 26 AI onwards, we will be able to access the JSON data also. Okay, if you want to know more information with respect to external table and all the questions revolving around external table and inline external table, you can watch these 3 videos. The link of all these videos I'll give in the description itself. Okay, now let's see the documentation for Oracle 26 AI, which says that starting from 26 AI onwards, the external table concept is enhanced to support retrieving the JSON data also. So that's what I'm just going to show you in 3 examples. So in the first example, what I'm just going to show you is how to access the JSON data that is specified like line by line. So in this example, each row represents a JSON document containing some employee information. I'm just going to show you how to access this information. Second example, what we are going to learn is, suppose if this JSON document is embedded inside an array, how to access this information through the select statement. And the third example is, sometimes the information will be embedded in a specific path, something like this, right? It may not be a direct JSON document. So how to access that detail that is embedded inside, that is an array embedded inside a specific path as part of the select statement, right? Now let's start with the demo. Okay, let me show you the directory where I have stored. So you can see here home Oracle directory. First, what we need to do is we need to create a directory object. Since I have already created, let me drop it. Now I'm just creating a directory object which points to this physical location, right? So I'm just creating, the directory is created. You can validate in this data dictionary table saying that whether the directory object is created or not, because this directory object is what we need to specify as part of the external table creation, right? Now let me show you some files. I've already created some files in this location, 1 CSV file and 3 JSON data for our demo. Let me first show you the CSV file, then I will show you the example for JSON. Okay, so here is the content of the CSV file. So first what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create the external table. You can see here, I'm just created an external table and here we will specify the data directory, that is a directory object what we have just now created, followed by the file name, so that at runtime this table can actually access the data from the external file. Right, now let me query from the table. You can see here now this select star from emp and underscore csv is actually retrieving the information from this external file. So let me show you the example for inline external table also. So here is the inline external table logic, right? Whatever the information we specified as part of this organization external class, the entire information will just specify as part of this external class. So this is the inline external table concept. Okay, now let us go to our JSON example. Since I have already created the table, let me first drop it. So here I'm just creating the JSON table. So here the key information we need to specify is this file format. In the previous example, we would have mentioned this file format as CSV. Here we need to specify the JSON document and the data directory to specify from which physical location we need to read and what is the file name. Okay, let me show you the file first. So let me show you the first JSON document. Here we have the information specified in each separate row. That means each row contains one JSON document. So in that case, we don't have to specify any other thing. We can just query the data. Now let me query. When you say simply select star from the employee underscore JSON1 table, what we just now created, it retrieves all the JSON data as it is. If you want to extract the columns, you can specify like this. E is nothing but the alias I mentioned here. E.data. The specific column name, right? The key name. So you will be able to extract the information, right? This is the first example. Now let me show you the example for the JSON data embedded inside an array. So here you can see the the entire JSON data is embedded inside an array. Now let me show you the example. Since I have already created the table, let me drop it. I'm creating the table. So the key information we need to remember is the JSON path parameter. Here we need to specify JSON.path equal to dollar within square bracket. We need to say star. Okay. Now the table is created. Let me query from the table. As expected, all the information are iterated and it is displaying in a row by row. As usual, if you want to extract the information, you can specify e.data. The specific column name. Same concept, let me show you in the inline external table concept also. Exactly the same thing. So the key information we need to remember is this path parameter. Okay. Now let me show you the example for third JSON document where the informations are embedded in a specific path. So in this case, the JSON data is embedded in an array under the employees tag, right? So let me show you the way how to access it. Let me drop the table. I'm creating the table. So the key information here we need to remember is the path. We need to specify from which path we need to take, and I'm specifying within square bracket star because it needs to iterate each row within the array, right? Now let me execute the employee underscore JSON3 table. As expected, all the informations are getting displayed. Now if you want to extract any specific column, you can just extract it like this. The same way, there is no difference in the query across all the three demos. The only difference is the parameters what we are going to specify as part of the access parameter class. Okay, I'll quickly show you the inline view query also. So here is the inline view query. Okay, now let me quickly take you through that example. So as we have seen, here is the quick recap of what we have just learned. In the first example, the very key thing is we just need to specify the JSON doc as part of the file format. In the second example, of course, we need to specify the JSON doc, but to iterate through an array, we need to specify this JSON dot path equal to dollar followed by star within the square brackets. And if you want to access within a specific path like employees, we need to specify the path as part of the JSON dot path parameter. Okay. In fact, the same example, I will just quickly show you the inline view also. Of course, exactly the same. Here we are not physically creating the table. Instead, we are just specifying all the access parameter as part of the as part of the external class itself. So the key information to remember is these three parameters. Okay, if you've learned something new, please like this video. If you want any other questions to be answered, please post it in the comments or you can drop to this mail ID. And thanks a lot for watching this video.